Hey, it's Lee. How is everybody? I wanted to make a quick video today discussing basically the Illuminati and the satanic cults that are in this world that are alive and well. The first thing to say is that, and the main point of my whole quick speech here, is that you really do not need to be afraid of them, okay? I'll say it to you, and I'll sort of put my own quick experiences into it that have led me to come to my empowerment against the dark forces, and after having gone through that, I can really tell you that they don't got nothing on me, and it can be the same for you. Well, the only thing they can have on you is a few little, external things that they're trying to accomplish, and do that to me and my family as well. But we'll get into that also in a second. So first of all, to mention that there is God, the original source of all things, that is the immovable, that is the invincible. Okay, the dark forces cannot challenge and defeat that. Okay, it's impossible. Okay, created cannot take over creator. But what happens in these fields, these planets, these fields of experience, these schools, these quarantines, that there are allowed, we are allowed to have free will. The greatest gift the Creator gave us was free will, right? So, like one of my spiritual advisors was saying to me, he's an old chap in Ottawa, and he was saying that God loves us so much that He allowed us even the ability to go against Him. That's so much of the love and how much of the, the power He gave to us. So we do have the power to go against. And what's happening with these satanic types, and we know Lucifer, the fallen light angel, and the Lord of music and other things as they call him, what happens with this is they get off on the idea that, hey, I can rebel. I actually can rebel. Look at me. And it's like a teenager rebelling against the parents' authority because they've sort of become their own adult and they want to be able to do certain things. So this is, think of it in the mental realm that they exist in for themselves. This is how they operate. They're getting off on this thing. Now, I've received lots of visions and dreams, and I saw the Pope and other of his cronies and different people around him, and I saw the age of soul that these guys are, and they are young. Okay, they're young. They're like high school graduates, and then you compare other souls that are adult. Okay, so there's a little gulf of difference in the mental state, and thus in their harmonious state, whether you're balanced or you're imbalanced. Now, it's not to say that, if people look at the Bible, for example, and say, oh, it was only then, some thousands of years ago, that the devil rebelled, and before that it was all peaceful. No, this is one planet with one story, and if you look at time as not really existing and being eternal, then there needed to be the adversary from the very beginning. So this has existed long before that. There's more than one Lucifer, to put it that way. And for ourselves, in this particular pinpoint in space and time, we are going through the same lesson. So there are those who enjoyed the rebellion and those who are coming back to the source. I will tell you guys the absolute truth. We are here because we did rebel. Not Adam and Eve sinned and therefore we have to take on their sins thousands of years later. That sounds a bit unjust. God doesn't think like this. The Bible is given a hidden secret message, okay? And this is to say all of us were guilty of being wild. When we branched off and looked at our power and looked at our free will, we went a little bit wild. This is true, but it's not to be afraid of, because so many of us are older than that now and we're coming back to the light. It was just a small teenage rebellion. That's all it is. That's all it is. So what's happening with these satanic cults? Illuminati is one main one that we talk about now. That's not even the most accurate name for them, but that's a popular name that's going out there right now on YouTube and other sources of information. So you talk about the Bavarian Illuminati, which started, 1776 with Adam Weishaupt. Okay, so this is, now these German bloodlines, as David Icke and others pointed out, okay, like the bloodlines in England that became the superpowers in the the cold-hearted, you know, empire-minded types. The pole shifted. They originally came from other countries, and it shifts. You know, you look at what was in Egypt, then in Rome, here and there as it goes around. And now United States was, for a brief time, a world power, and now it's falling into an abominable state. Look at the, you know, look at all the disgusting, I'd almost go as far to say inhuman, disgusting acts of immoral behavior and suggestions on movies, on TV. They have tried so hard to take away the innocence of youth. They make a direct evil attack on youth, which is abominable. You know, children deserve to be worshipped. Their integrity, well, what I mean by that is worship their chance to have a sane, clean, holy life, to get linked with God. And when the parents themselves are dumbed down, the kids are going to be dumbed down. Like if we give away our powers and our trust to the TV and the government, well, they'll take care of it. They love us. They wouldn't dare hurt us. You sure about that? You know, they would, they are, they will. For times and half a time. Thankfully, it's almost done. Now, my main point is to say this. I'll just do a quick, brief background. Now, my first understanding of being watched by something from the other side, from another dimension, from another realm, was as a very small child. I'm talking about memory, because, you know, when you're 2 or 3, and around this age, maybe even and earlier too, babies, they can see spirits. They can see the spirit of their grandparent or something like that, right? So most babies have this. But after a time, you know, your baby mind, to call it that, goes into the realm of forgetfulness, and your actual memory of childhood maybe starts around 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that, right? So my first conscious memory of being aware of someone on the other side watching me was when I was about 5 or 6 years old, in my room at night, and I had a little blue night light in my room because I didn't want to sleep in the dark, as a lot of kids are wont to do. And I felt and knew someone was in the room watching me. Now, it was a good force. It was angels. 2 tall angels was my impression. They're still there to the day. Okay, everybody has guides and helper spirits, angels and lovely beings that assist them. I am aware of mine, as you know, pretty much as often as I want to think about it. I say yes. Sometimes they'll even correct me. That's a whole other subject. But being aware of it. Now, after a time, because of being introduced to pop culture and this and that, and my parents divorced and different things happened, you get kind of put on your, you know, you go in your own way and you look at the world. You're trying to explore, trying to discover yourself, all this kind of stuff. So I put it away. Then around the age of 20 years old, I got woken up back into the spirit world, big time, and going strong ever since. But a lot of conflict also. So I actually have, I mean, I said it in other videos and I don't want to repeat them, but I actually have fought with, look at my videos on personal spiritual experience. I actually have fought with the dark side. They have put me in a sleep paralysis and gave me nightmares, and I've actually seen the silhouette of dark shadow, and after a while I cast them away. Now they can't really do much to me. 1, because I'm not afraid of them, and 2, because they know the instant they try, I'll just call upon the light that's inside me from God, from the source, and that itself is the immediate backup. That's the best friend that you want. Now, it's not even just that. Like, I've also dealt with human beings, flesh and blood, dark souls, that reside in bodies of whoever. They're the presidents of the United States. They're the master deans in a college, for example, or a university. You know, they're behind the scenes in Hollywood. The dark spirits, when they inhabit a body, they don't stop being bad. Their spiritual state continues on, and then they do their acts of, you know, disgusting, immoral behavior. And this is very prevalent. This is, people are aware. Look how many thousands and millions of us are being wakened up to this. And look how immature these guys actually are, right? They're immature. Look at these little buffoons like Jack Black and all these actors. You know, all the people that we look on movies and music, and we love them. We think they're great. They're funny, and have all this interesting stuff in style. And then when you find out about them, at least half of them are sold out already. It's pretty sad. It's pretty immature. They're enjoying a rebellious state, and it's temporary. And I'm telling you guys the truth, even those people who are seeming to cause the world a lot of problems right now, and they want to control, and they have hate, they have evil. They are evil inside because they got off on too much power. They're drunk with stupidity. They're drunk in a mode of insanity. To put it in as the way the old ancient Hindus might have said it. The different modes. A mode of rebellion. A mode of passion. A mode of good. And then finally a mode of super transcendental being. So they're in the mode of insanity. They're worse than passion because they're, right? They're off the handle. But that's the point. They will become eventually enlightened. And we have to have mercy in the sense that, what if that